Hey everybody, it's Mrs. Roth, and we are working on the quadratic formula, and it's section 1.8, and it's using the quadratic formula to solve quadratics, and also we're talking about something called the discriminant in this section. So I really would like to derive the quadratic formula for you, and I probably will in class sometime. We have a few minutes. But for now, I'm just going to give it to you. It's x equals negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4c all over 2a. And we are actually using our a, b, and c come from the standard form. A gets plugged in for a, this b gets plugged in for b in 2 spots, and c gets plugged in for c right there. I'm going to show you an example, 2 examples, and then we're going to talk a little bit about the discriminant. So you basically, this is all plug and chug and then doing some algebra. So in this situation right here, my a is 1, my b is negative 5, and my c is actually negative 7. So I'm going to show you, you always have to set this equal to 0 first, okay? So make sure this is set equal to 0 before you start. It needs to be in the form of ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0 before you can use the formula. Okay, once you've done that, then you can start plugging things in. So x equals negative b. So the negative of b. So this is going to be positive 5. Okay? Plus or minus the square root of b squared, which is negative 5, which is, 5 squared, which is 25, minus 4 times a, which is 1, times c, which is negative 7. Okay, and that is all over 2a, which is 2 times 1. I'm going to go up here now. Alright, so x equals, we have to simplify this now, 5 plus or minus the square root of 25. Now a minus 4 times 1 times negative 7. 4 times negative 7 is negative 28. So 25 minus a negative 28 is a plus 28. Okay, and that is all over, still all over 2a, which happens to be 2 because a is 1. Here we go again. X equals 5 plus or minus the square root of 25 plus 28. That happens to be 53, and that's still all over 2. So we really have 2 answers here. We can't simplify the 53 anymore, although you need to look and make sure that that can't be simplified. That radical can't be simplified. So x equals 5 plus square root of 53 over 2 is one answer. And the other answer is 5 minus the square root of 53. Oops, sorry about that. Over 2. Okay, so this answer ended up being a real number. So I'm going to go here to this next one, which turns out slightly different. Alright, so quadratic formula, negative x equals negative b. So it's the negative of negative 6. So positive 6 plus or minus the square root of b squared, which is 36, minus 4 times 1, which is a, times 10, which is c, all over 2a. Okay? Alright, next step. Let's simplify this booger. Okay, we've got square root of 36 minus 40 all over 2. Okay, I think you might be seeing the problem here, although it's not really a problem. X equals 6 plus or minus the square root of negative 4. Well, what do you know? We have a negative underneath the square root. Well, we learned a couple sections ago how you can deal with that. 6 plus or minus, I'm going to simplify and show a few extra steps here. That's the same as negative 1 times 4, right? So we can take the square root of negative 1 and the square root of 4. The square root of negative 1 is I, and the square root of 4 is 2. So it's 2i, and all that's still over 2. So when we simplify that, we get 6 over 2 plus or minus 2 over 2, put the I right there, and we can cancel. 3 plus or minus I. So our two answers are 3 plus I and 3 minus I. Those are our two answers, and they are complex numbers. We'll talk a little bit more about what this means in the next video.